Hey guys, this is TMF Style. I'm Jose Zuniga, and for this week's video, we're going to be going over some of the best watches under $100. Now, before we begin, let me go over a shoestring of disclaimers because I can already imagine the comments from the horologists and the watch purists just off the title alone. So let me try to beat you guys to the punch and say that one, these are my personal favorites that I have restricted under $100 directed to a certain crowd, so no Orient Bambino. Two, these are watches that I own and that I can actually review. Three, these aren't watches of heritage and prestige like many of you watch collectors look for, which all of that is great, but instead, these are watches that are quality and more importantly, are going to look great with a lot of outfits that you can get affordably. And finally, like I mentioned in the beginning, this video is geared towards a certain crowd, the young male that's looking to start his watch collection and doesn't want to break the bank, especially if he's on a college budget. For that reason, I've narrowed all the search down to $100 and which watches I think are going to look best. The three watches that I'm going to be going over that I like are from the fifth watches, the Melbourne Classic, Timex Weekender, and finally, Movement watches. Also in that order of favoritism. So let's start with my favorite watch, and that's the fifth watches. Now, I did a whole video on this watch. You can watch it above me. But to summarize, the reasons why I love this watch is because it is probably the most versatile watch. Watch that video and see exactly why that's the case. And second, you get the most value. Of all the watches that I searched, this brand gives you the most value. And I know what you guys are gonna say, but this watch is $105. However, if you use that code from the previous video, TMF10, you'll get $10 off and it brings the price down to $95, thus making it a perfect candidate for this segment. But just think about it. For $95, that's what some people pay for a dress shirt, you're getting tremendous value. You get a full grain Italian leather band, you get a stainless steel case, and you get Japanese quartz movement. And then on top of that, the brand went an extra step and actually gives you beautiful packaging. Now I know some of you guys might think that's not important, but for me it is, and it's about that user experience. I love when I buy something and it comes packaged nicely. And that's something this brand did. The packaging is amazing, and I actually keep the boxes and use them as my permanent watch storage. So for this brand, the reason why I love it so much is because of that. You get tremendous value for the price point, and in my opinion, it's one of the most versatile watches. Now, I talked about this in my previous video, is that you do need to be aware that though the company only starts selling on the 5th of the month, and from what I've heard, they sell out quick. Usually by the 6th, all the watches are gone. So you really have to be like focused and know, all right, 5th of the month is coming, let me log on, see if I can catch something. So other than that, great watch. It's my favorite one under $100. Let's move to the second watch, which is the Timex Weekender. This watch has a special place in my watch collection. And that's because this is the first watch that I actually paid with my own money, that it was mine, my own. And I think this was back in like 9th grade when I bought it. I bought it on eBay for, I wanna say like $30 or $35. It was, you cannot find a watch cheaper than the Timex Weekender. So for, $30, $40, you're getting a reliable watch. On the other hand, this watch does have two drawbacks that I think I want to let you guys know about. The first one is the loud ticking. This watch has to be the loudest watch on planet Earth. Of course, it's because of the cheap movement. So usually cheap movement has very loud ticking, or it's very noisy. To the point that, for example, when I used to be in class and wear that watch and the class was dead silent, everyone could hear my watch ticking. It's loud. So other than those drawbacks, you're getting a great watch at a great price. And then the last watch that I'm gonna recommend to you guys is Movement watches. Now, the reason why this watch falls last on my list is because I had a bad experience with the brand, and it could have been that it was just my experience. The model that I had was the Chronograph Gold model, and it retails for $135. Now, for $135, I expected a lot more because after a couple wears, I noticed that the paint or the coating on it started peeling. And then through further inspection, I noticed that the links of the band aren't even fully coated. So those two things kind of gave me a negative feedback on the brand, and I didn't really appreciate that. So what I recommend with Movement watches is to go to their classic collection, the first collection they ever released, not the chronograph, The classic collection retails for $95, and don't go for anything that's gold or rose gold because like I said, it might have a tendency to peel. It could have just been my model, I don't know, but that's an experience that I had and I didn't really like, which is why they fall last on my list. However, if you go for their classic model, you can find them on eBay used for like 60 bucks or new on Amazon for like $90. So you can get it for a very cheap price, and that's why I added it to the list, because you can get it cheap and it does look good with outfits. All right guys, so that's it for this week's video guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, these are some of my favorite watches under $100. My top favorite, you just get so much value, Italian leather, great packaging, stainless steel case, good movement for $95, which is the fifth. Have them linked below with the discount code. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe. See you next time.